rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth of toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage of birds Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing of birds Australia
Please be seated. Presiding Chancellor, graduates, guests and members of the UTS community, good morning and welcome. I am Michael Gonzalez, University Librarian here. Graduations are one of the university's most important events, and we are delighted to resume ceremonies in 2022. I would like to now introduce you to the people who are here on the stage. Seated at the centre of the stage is Professor Roy Green, who will preside over this ceremony. The Emeritus Professor is joined by Dr. Patricia Brad, our occasional speaker, and Associate Professor Mark Watson, Deputy Head of School Research, School of Sport, Exercise and Rehabilitation, who will be presenting graduates. The other people seated on the stage are professors, academics and professional staff from faculties and institutes who have played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. I would also like to acknowledge and congratulate members of staff who are amongst today's graduates, Dominica DeSalvo and Donna Lou. You made it. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Professor Roy Green, Emeritus Professor, to formally open the proceedings.
In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology, Sydney, duly assembled. On behalf of the University of Technology, Sydney, before we begin the proceedings, and on behalf of all of those present, I would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. Similarly, I would also like to pay respect to the elders, both past and present, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of knowledge on this place. In this graduation ceremony, we will celebrate the conferral of awards upon graduates from the Faculty of Health. Today's ceremony marks a great achievement for the graduates and recognises the support which they have received from family and friends, many of whom are here today. We warmly welcome you, and together we celebrate the achievements of the graduates. Completing a degree is a significant achievement in anyone's life, and we should never underestimate the sacrifices made and the hard work undertaken that has led you to today. We will celebrate with each graduate as they cross the stage, but perhaps we could commence our celebrations by congratulating our graduates. Congratulations. On behalf of the University, I would particularly like to express our appreciation for the patience of all of today's graduates, families and friends in waiting out the pandemic to attend this special milestone event. It has been a difficult 2 years for people in all corners of the globe, and today we acknowledge the impact on our UTS community and celebrate our resilience. We are delighted that you are here today, and we hope it will be a memorable occasion for you all. Graduation is as important to family and friends as it is to graduates and indeed the university. So on behalf of all of us at UTS and in concert with our graduates, I would like to say thank you to the family members and friends joining us today for all of your support during the learning journeys of these graduates. And now graduates, please can you let them know how much we appreciate their support. I wish to say a couple of things to our graduates. Graduation is a turning point in your life, and today you have graduated from a world-leading University of Technology and Australia's #1 young university. At UTS, you gained much knowledge, learnt many new skills, realised how to communicate your ideas, and discovered how to work effectively with others. For some of you, that occurred in an international context, but for all of you here today, graduating from UTS marks your emergence as a global citizen. You will be held in high esteem thanks to the high-quality education you have received with us here at UTS. Please remember that with pride. Life beyond UTS will bring you both opportunities and challenges. You will encounter many such opportunities as you start or continue in your careers, and you may well enjoy exciting prospects across the world as borders open again. More importantly, you will have opportunities to influence lives and the quality of those lives across the globe. Equally, the challenges that you face after graduation have never been greater. Scrutiny and expectation from society is high and will only increase over time. So I would like to leave you with 2 guiding principles. The first of these is to use your knowledge and skills for the best interests of humanity, including for future generations, because the future depends on all of us using our talents for the benefit of the world and its communities in which we live our lives. Your contribution will ensure a more prosperous, inclusive, and sustainable society for people everywhere. I ask you, as a UTS graduate, to ensure that you leave the world in a better state through your efforts and contribution. And the second thing that I would ask is that you always remember throughout your career to maintain the highest professional and personal integrity. I have no doubt you will face, as all of us do, many ethical dilemmas and challenges, personally and professionally. I ask you all as UTS graduates to remember to maintain your professional pride, because this is essential if your integrity and the worth of your UTS education is to be maintained. In large part, you have the efforts and ethics of the many UTS graduates who came before you to thank for the university's reputation. Likewise, you share that obligation to maintain this reputation for the UTS students of today and the graduates of tomorrow. Please keep in mind these guiding principles at all times and make yourselves, your families, and your university proud of you. Finally, I also want you to continue to enjoy the benefits of an ongoing relationship with UTS as your university. Stay connected with this world-class institution and stay curious. This will not be the end of your learning journey, and we look forward to you continuing your journey with us in the years ahead. In the meantime, know that today you join a group of over 245,000 UTS alumni around the world in various professions. Your alumni office will be your lifelong connection to UTS, no matter where your careers and lives take you. On behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate all of our UTS graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have qualified. Congratulations, UTS graduates. I now invite Associate Professor Mark Watsford to present graduates.
Emeritus Professor Green, I invite graduates in the Faculty of Health to stand. Emeritus Professor Green, the UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the Faculty Board in Health as eligible for awards have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the Board and has conferred these awards upon them. Emeritus Professor Green, I now present those graduates from the Faculty of Health who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
On behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have qualified.
I think that deserves a round of applause, don't you? Graduates, you may be seated. Emeritus Professor Green. The faculty is renowned for its strength in practice-based disciplines across nursing, midwifery, sport and exercise science, and health services. It also incorporates key offerings in public health, complementary medicine, as well as chronic disease and palliative care. Generating knowledge through research excellence is very important in our faculty and is exemplified by the work of our high degree by research students and their academic and industry supervisors. We acknowledge their collective scholarship here and note the specific graduates at this ceremony who have completed their formal studies. Emeritus Professor Green, I present to you graduates receiving doctoral research degrees. The following students have graduated with the Doctor of Philosophy. Scott Christopher Avery, for a thesis entitled We Go Hunting Together, Cultural and Community Inclusion as a Moderator of Social Inequality Experienced by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander People with Disability, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Professor Joe Travaglia and Co-Supervisor Dr. Deborah De Bono. Emeritus Professor, I present to you Dr. Scott Christopher Avery. Catherine Tina Bray, for a thesis entitled A Study of the Management of Group B Streptococcal Colonisation in Pregnant Women, Benefits and Risks of Preventative Modalities, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Associate Professor Christine Catling, Co-Supervisor Associate Professor John Ferguson and Professor Marilyn Fourier. Emeritus Professor, I present to you Dr. Catherine Tina Bray. Domenica Mary DeSalvo, for a thesis entitled Improving Quality Use of Medicines for People with Advanced Dementia in Long-Term Care, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Dr. Tim Luckett, Co-Supervisor Professor Mira Agar, Professor Patricia Davidson and Alexandra Bennett. Emeritus Professor, I present to you Dr. Domenica Mary DeSalvo. Peter Bay James, for a thesis entitled Healthcare Utilisation and Medical Pluralism Among Ebola Survivors in Sierra Leone, an insight for safe and informed care for survivors experiencing post-Ebola sequelae, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Associate Professor Jonathan Wardle and co-supervisors Dr. Amy Steele and Distinguished Professor John Adams. Emeritus Professor, I present to you Dr. Peter Bay James. Matthew Daniel Jeffries, for a thesis entitled A Preliminary Multidisciplinary Investigation into the Performance of Professional Referees in the Australian National Rugby League, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Distinguished Professor Aaron Coots and Co-Supervisor Dr. Job Franson. Emeritus Professor, I present to you Dr. Matthew Daniel Jeffries. Judd Tyler Kalkoven for a thesis entitled Muscle Architecture and Neuromuscular Contributions to Athletic Performance and Injury, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Associate Professor Mark Watsford and Co-Supervisor Professor Franco Impellizzeri. Emeritus Professor, I present to you Dr. Judd Tyler Kalkoven. Donna Liu for a thesis entitled Injuries in Professional Australian Soccer, a league-based analysis of injury trends, influences and infrastructure, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Professor Rob Duffield and Co-Supervisor Dr. Alan McCall. Emeritus Professor, I present to you Dr. Donna Liu. Lynn Margaret Roberts for a thesis entitled Hypertension in Pregnancy, Gaining Insight into Women's Mental Health and Birth Experience 6 to 12 months postpartum, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Emeritus Professor Carolyn Homer and Co-Supervisor Associate Professor Gregory Davis. Emeritus Professor, I present to you Dr. Lynn Margaret Roberts. Claudia Susan Verdon for a thesis entitled Optimising Care for People with Palliative Care Needs and Their Families in the Australian Hospital Setting, the OPAL Study, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Professor Jane Phillips, Co-Supervisors Professor Carl Lorenz, Professor Patricia Davidson and Dr. Tim Luckett. Emeritus Professor, I present to you Dr. Claudia Susan Verdon. Emeritus Professor Green, we will now present to you our coursework graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with a Master of Advanced Health Services Management in Health Information Management. Nikita Surista. Master of Advanced Health Services Management in Planning, McDonald Farai Green. Amandeep Kaur Khosa. Shilpa Ladhe. Suchata Ratan. Shikhar Sharma. Priya Singh. Master of Advanced Nursing in Chronic and Complex Care Aging and Palliation, Yuan Chao Zhang. Master of Advanced Nursing in Clinical, Jemima Keziar Moral. Master of Advanced Nursing in Health Research, Melanie Grace Chung. Master of Health Services Management, Ajay Abdikaran. James Eza. Victor Munemo. Master of Health Services Management and Planning, Usha Kiran Adhikari. Sridhar Selvaraj. Master of Public Health, Ting Yan Luo. Claire Osborne. Ling Long Xie. Master of Public Health and Graduate Diploma in Public Health, Sarah Tran. Graduate Diploma in Midwifery, Bronte Alceno. Julie Patricia Bywater. Safa Kazma. Madeline Louise Morris. Taylor Jade Rook. Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science with distinction, Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Management with distinction, Sophie Elise Taylor. Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science with credit, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Jack Kenneth MacLeod Graydon. Bachelor of Health Science with distinction, Ethan Dowler. Kate Gallo. Mariah Karmas. William Thomas Mendoza. Angela Nguyen. Natasha Payne. Emily Surinkam. Alice Melita Wilshire. Bachelor of Health Science with credit, Nicole Stephanie Escobar. Alex Frost. Jody Kairala. Mandy Kairala. Adna Nochita. Hannah Isabel Williams. Bachelor of Nursing with distinction, Irene Johanosa Haniola Abogado. Chelsea Baker. Laura Bexton. Indra Bahadur Batarai. Caitlin Daly. Christian Andrew Donovan. Alicia Goris. Alda Joyce Peishan Her. Yvette Marie Jerd. Yawita Kulichuai. Mark Daniel Lau. Danica Lawrence. Wei Kian Lau. Theodosia Tongzia Mang Nguyen. Nora Mary O'Connell. Isabel Victoria Orr. Jennifer Francesca Perumal. Martine Sasha Wars. Prabina Shristha. Isla Kate Stevenson. Emily Claire Taylor. Hai Tong Cho. Ella Wine Zetul. Vanessa Findi Wijaya. Bachelor of Nursing with Credit, Faizan Ali Anwari. Poonam Busal Acharya. Aman Butta. Mili Chantial. Zoe Philippa Kurtz. Mili Dango. Alia Joy Diolingo. Roshani Hamal Takuri Mala. Aaron Osias Humanyor. Leila Hatije Nur Itimat. Darlene Renee Jameson. Razana K.C. Safata Karel. Patamas Kruapan. Nelly Kunak. Carlos Lamayor. Chenais Raya Atencio Leison. Tu Tao Le. Linda Lee. Ching Lu. Jared Magsalin. Emma Mills. Christine Nicole Norfal. Michelle Palahang Nuevo. Lisa Marion O'Donoghue. Alice Yongseo Park. Huang Duc Pham. Shraddha Pudil Kafle. Rojina Puri. Savitri Puri Giri. Asmita Ranjit. Sarah Jane Russell. Geeta Sapkota. Rashmi Zen. Anuja Srishta. Bandana Siwakoti Pandai. Jennifer Lynette Stanley. Sarah Tai. Rachana Tapa. Ngo Mi Yuen Chan. Diana T. Chong. Sochiyata Vichat. Karen Tu Vien Wong. Andrew John Wilson. Bachelor of Nursing, Rose Ann Bondoc. Sumitra Dakal. Alicia Gautam. Soha Gulistani. Kanchan Gurung. Nanita Karki. Goon Kim. Jyoti Pulyal Lamichane. Regia Pokarel. Saraswati Ranabat. Shakuntala Shedhai. Indra Lakshmi Srista. Sarita Srista. Geeta Tajpuria. Parbati Tamang. Sushma Tamang. Amrita Tapa. Radha Tapa Magar. Niraj Upadhyay. Hyun Jong Young. Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Management with credit, Madeline Paris Hayes. Jessica Dorothea Mockler. Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Management, Andrea Calado. Easter Irana Hutabarat. Javiera Varela. Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science with distinction, Taylor Bramble. Ashley Kate Karagorgovsky. Lucy McIntyre. Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science with credit, Bridget Rose Crowley. Madonna Gendy. Carla Ignazi. Matthew Innes. Annabelle Geraldine Cluck. Jasmine Lenahan. Michaela Mestusis. Jessica Shaba. Alec Warner. Rebecca Linda Wright. Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science, Philip Combridge. Wendy Kith. Bachelor of Health Science with credit, Shabin Amir. From the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Master of Media Arts and Production, Danielle Jang-Yun Yu.
Emeritus Professor Green. This concludes the presentation of graduates. I think we've all earned one more round of applause for our great graduates. Emeritus Professor Green. Before I introduce the occasional speaker, I wish to add my own congratulations to the current graduating group. This group have suffered some hardships in the last few years with reasons we all know about, and were restricted to home-based learning and dreaded Zoom tutes. All academic staff were scrambling to change formats of learning, and we can only imagine what it was like as a student to have to react to all those changing processes over the past few years. And so full credit to the graduates. I think the resilience and just that overcoming of adversity that you've shown and experienced in the last few years, it really holds you in a great stead for what's to come in the years ahead. So I think we can all appreciate the amount of agility they've all shown in being able to respond to so many different situations. On the other hand, we also heard a few rogue cheers from various sections of the audience when individuals came up. And I think it's a great expression of a few years of pent-up support to be able to have this one moment where the graduate is on stage. So thank you everyone for being in attendance and showing that emotion. And I think graduates, your support crew have earned one more round of applause, and audience, the graduates as well. Our occasional speaker today is Dr. Patricia Brad. Dr. Brad is the Director of Patient Safety at the New South Wales Clinical Excellence Commission, a statewide leadership and strategic role that leads and directs the New South Wales Patient Safety Program and provides strategic oversight for patient safety, clinical governance and quality across the New South Wales health system. Trish is also the Executive Lead supporting the CEC's Infection Prevention and Control COVID-19 pandemic response in New South Wales. She's been busy in the last little while. With over 30 years clinical and management experience in the New South Wales public health system, Trish has previously held a number of senior executive positions in allied health and clinical innovation and improvement. Her leadership roles involved building system-wide capacity and capability for safe, quality, compassionate healthcare by improving systems and support for value-based change. Trish is a Fellow of Speech Pathology Australia, the Chair of the Speech Pathology Australia Ethics Board, and a past President of the Speech Pathology Australia. Along with a Graduate Certificate in Management, a Masters in Health Leadership and Management, and a clinical background in speech pathology, Trish has a PhD from UTS that explored allied health leadership in the provision of person-centred care. As a proud alumni, Trish enjoys her role as an adjunct associate professor at the UTS Centre for Health Services Management, where she co-supervises PhD students, provides occasional teaching, workshops and seminars. It gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Patricia Brad to deliver today's occasional address.
Thank you so much. Look, I would like to begin today by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land that we're meeting on today, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. I'd like to acknowledge elders, past, present and emerging, and all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here with us today. I'd also like to acknowledge the Chancellor, Emeritus Professor Roy Green, the Dean, Associate Professor Mark Watsford, staff, distinguished guests, graduates, their families, partners and friends. It's truly an honour and a privilege to be joining you for your graduation ceremony. As mentioned, I'm a proud alumni of the UTS Centre for Health Services Management, having graduated in a ceremony not unlike today, a few years ago now, but I recall it was so many years of hard work and it was such a happy day of really great celebration for me, and I hope it's the same for you today. I particularly also want to recognise that you have completed your studies under extraordinary circumstances, and you being here today is truly an amazing achievement. When I was invited to provide this address, I considered what I could share. I have enjoyed an interesting and varied career in the New South Wales healthcare system, but I wondered what came to mind for you when I mentioned the word healthcare. All of us touch the healthcare system in some form, whether personally, maybe you or someone you care for is currently accessing clinical care, or professionally, maybe you are currently working as a clinician, providing care, or you manage clinical services, or you research clinical services. Healthcare is a complex system, serviced by talented, amazing people, often under really difficult circumstances. But despite our best efforts, we don't always get it right. And did you know that 1 in 10 patients experience an adverse event in our healthcare system? It's 1 in 10. And that a number of these errors occur due to our staff and our patients feeling that they can't speak up when they see something wrong. We continue to have system-level opportunities to enhance care, to reduce harm and improve the quality and safety in the way care is delivered. After all, the delivery of safe, high-quality, compassionate care is the heart and purpose of the New South Wales healthcare system. So what have I learnt about healthcare along the way? By way of context, as mentioned, I started my career over 30 years ago in a small New South Wales rural hospital as a new graduate speech pathologist. Like many of you who are officially about to start your career, I was excited to be finally doing something that I loved. However, I knew I still had much to learn. I soon moved to work in larger hospitals, in rehabilitation and acute care, and then I was taking on positions where I was managing people and teams. Over time, I was appointed to more senior executive roles in allied health and then in safety improvement and innovation. And with these came new challenges, responsibilities and uncertainties, but also much learning and growth. As mentioned today, I'm the Director of Patient Safety at the New South Wales Clinical Excellence Commission, and in my role I do have oversight for patient safety and clinical governance for New South Wales, which enables me to see some of the safety and quality challenges faced by our healthcare system, particularly at the moment. And every day I see the impact that serious clinical incidents have on patients and their families, but also on the staff and managers. But equally, I see the remarkable work being done across our healthcare system to deliver and to improve quality care for patients. In 2020, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was appointed as the lead executive at the CEC for the COVID-19 response that we had, and that included supporting our expert infection prevention and control team. It's a role that we continue, and it remains challenging but rewarding. It has also provided me with insight into how incredibly difficult it must have been for you over the time of your studies, as mentioned, as the university adjusted, but also as clinical service delivery changed during the pandemic. So what have I learnt over my time in the public healthcare system, as well as my experience with the pandemic? Today, I thought I'd share with you just 4 of my key learnings. My first learning is know your why. The famous author Simon Sinek said, "Before we can stand out, we must first get clear on what we stand for." For me, working in health brings much meaning and purpose. Every day we strive to make a difference by how we serve patients and their families and carers, how we work with our colleagues, with students and others. And I think COVID-19 has really reinforced the importance of our healthcare system, of which I'm proud to play my part. I encourage you to take the time to know what speaks to your heart, what is meaningful for you. This means knowing and being true to your core values, and where you can, aligning your work with those values, passion and purpose. Second learning for me is take opportunities that come your way. I never would have thought 30 years ago when I started as a speech pathologist that I would be the Director of Patient Safety. Richard Branson from Virgin said, "If someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure if you can do it, say yes and then learn how to do it later." The qualification that you receive today will open doors. Seize those opportunities, go through the door and see what's ahead. My third learning that I like to share is invest in self and never stop learning. An example of investing in self is through formal learning, and that's why we're here today. But it shouldn't stop here. Be open to new ideas and regularly put time aside to reflect and to learn. Not only will this fill your cup, so to speak, but it will help you be a better clinician, manager, educator or researcher. Look to others who inspire you by what they do and how they act, and be a role model for others. Over my career, I've been fortunate to have good support and clinical supervision. And early on in my career, I also received training in personal wellbeing, learning that to be successful clinically meant I had to make sure I was looking after myself. These early practices of accessing good support and clinical supervision and caring for self have held me in good stead for my entire career. So I encourage you to surround yourself with people who will help you be the best you, and be a person who helps others to be the best that they can be. And fourthly and finally, consider the art of possibility. Those of you who work in healthcare, and I suspect it may be the same for those of you in other sectors, may come across those people who are accustomed to doing things in a certain way. According to Grace Hopper, the most dangerous phrase in the English language is, "We've always done it this way." So my advice to you, as Benjamin Zander says, live your life in possibility. In other words, don't restrict yourself to what is, but to what is possible. Whether as a clinician, educator, a researcher in public health or direct healthcare delivery, or in policy or governance, a career in the health sector is a privilege that brings both possibility and opportunity. So enjoy this celebration day. You really deserve it. And please do make time today just to breathe, to pause and absorb what's going on around you. Reflect with your families and friends on your wonderful achievement, and think about what you have done to get here today, and also to anticipate the possibilities that lay ahead. Congratulations to all of you, and I wish you much joy as you take your next step as you graduate. Thank you.
I'd like to thank our occasional speaker, Dr. Brad, for the occasional address on this important day for you as UTS graduates. And in particular, I'd like to thank Dr. Brad for sharing her experience and those guiding principles with you. And it's not just today that she's doing so. She's continued to be involved in the education of our students over recent years, and hopefully for a long time to come. So thank you for that. And it's especially gratifying that, having done a PhD in leadership, you're now a leader in the health services yourself. So thank you for that. And finally, I would like to acknowledge the family and guests who are here with us today, and those who are at home or watching. On behalf of the graduates, we thank you for your support that you have shown the graduates throughout their studies. So let me say that the best wishes and the pride of the university go with each and every UTS graduate. Congratulations again.
Presiding Chancellor, graduates, guests, supporters, and members of the UTS community. That occasional address concludes the formal proceedings of this ceremony, and I highly encourage everyone to go out and explore the campus. It's a great day. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall. Would the congregation please rise?